Hey guys, I just had to get on here and talk to all of you. Lately, I've noticed that a lot of us have been going through a lot of shit, whether it be unemployment, emotional trauma, physical trauma, and it made me do a lot of thinking because right now I am unemployed and looking for work. And I wanted to talk about our personal support systems and how much they mean to us. And I want to talk about my husband. I met my husband in 2005. I am a spousal abuse survivor. So we did not get married until 2010. I am a sudden cardiac arrest survivor. 24 hours before my cardiac arrest, I had to ask my husband to drive me to the emergency room. He thought I might be faking, and I told him, no, something's wrong. He drove me to the emergency room and sat with me for hours as they took care of me and they realized I had a low heart rate. They kept me. They figured out that I needed a pacemaker, but before they could do the surgery, I went into cardiac arrest at the hospital. I was in a coma for 3 days on a ventilator. When I finally came out of my coma, my husband was right there. I remember opening my eyes, and he was standing over me, stroking my face and my head. My head ICU nurse asked me if I was hungry. And I said, no, but I really, really am thirsty. And I remember my husband picking my head up and pouring protein drinks in my mouth so I could swallow them. If you're not familiar with what it's like to die and then be in a coma, you wake up and you can't walk. You can't lift your head up and you can't use your arms and your hands. That's where I was. My husband held my head up and fed me as many of those as I wanted. My first full meal, my husband helped teach me how to use a fork, and he cleaned me up when I made a mess. He was there with me every day at the hospital, trying to answer my questions, because the first thing out of my mouth was, what the hell happened? That's actually what I said. My husband talked to me and tried to explain to me everything that happened because I don't remember very much. Yes, I had an NDE, and if y'all want to hear about that, I can do that too. The day that I left the hospital, which was about a week and a half after my cardiac arrest, my husband surprised me with a purple hurricane. If you've never seen a hurricane, it's a special kind of cane to help you with your balance. He surprised me with a pinkish purple cane, and my husband stayed home with me for about a week after I got out of the hospital. He made sure I walked every day. First, we started by going to the mailbox and back. Then he started taking me to my favorite stores, and he would walk with me. And he would get to where he would make sure I would walk an entire mile or half a mile. I'd get really tired. But then he would say, are you tired? Are you ready to take a break? And most of the time I'd be exhausted because he wouldn't let me stop until it went from like a quarter of a mile to a half a mile. Within about, I guess, 3 weeks, one day my husband said, we were going out, and he said, bring the cane, but let's try to do it without the cane. I ran all but one of our errands without the cane. I got tired, and I had to use it for the last errand. But one thing I have to tell you is my husband has fought with me, for me. He's never given up on me. And every time I go through shit, he reminds me how strong I am, how important I am. He reminds me that the people that have given up on me, that's their fault. That's not mine. And they're losing out on a great person if they've given up on me. That's their problem. Right now, I lost my job on January 3rd. On January the 14th, my husband took me on vacation, and we went to Southern California to visit family and to hang out with them. My husband wants nothing for the best for me. If you guys have a powerful and strong support system, show your gratitude and be grateful and do everything you can back for them. I clean, I cook, and at the end of the day, I just make my husband laugh. I make him smile, and I let him know that I have not given up on anything or myself. Like I said, my husband doesn't like to be on camera, and I hope that in the future I might be able to do a quick video of him and who he is. By the way, my husband is Native American. You guys, if you have a strong support system, be grateful. Don't give up. And when you need to, look to them, ask them for help. They're always there. And they'll want to know what's bothering you and why. And then they'll tell you, well, that's stupid. You know you're stronger than that. Let it go. Move on. Right now, trying to find a job is horrible. And he tells me, well, if you don't feel like doing it in the morning, have your cup of coffee, relax, do a TikTok, do it later in the day. Just make sure you get it done before you go to bed. Y'all, I have the best husband a girl could ever ask for. And I know a lot of you out there have good men. And if you do, remember him or her. If you have a wife, that's amazing. And just remember, do something for them every day that shows them and reminds them that they are everything to you. You guys have a great day. More later.